BBC really continues to outdo itself when it comes to Israel, and nobody's covered this story in mainstream media, so here we go. This is Baroness Helena Kennedy, one of the foremost top prominent human rights barristers in the UK, and she was on BBC Radio 4 yesterday talking to the BBC News presenter Sarah Montague. She was on the show to discuss the plans that Israel literally just announced, where they have said word for word that they are going to take the entire population of Gaza and forcibly transfer them into a camp where they will be re-educated, de-radicalized, and they will only be allowed to leave if they volunteer to leave the land forever. And she said this is by definition a concentration camp, but the BBC News presenter had a problem with that. BBC News presenter said, "You used the words concentration camp. Do you mean that? Because our understanding of concentration camp is surely very different for this." No, she is the human rights lawyer and expert who has now said that my opinion has changed. This is a genocide and this is a concentration camp by the very definition. She said concentration camps are where people get starved to death and stuff, and Baroness Helena Kennedy was like, have you not been reading the news where we've had literally dozens of reports of children literally starving to death? They have ran out of formula, they have ran out of food in so many ways, they don't have the medicines that they need. And let's not forget that BBC News themselves, along with AP News and a report from Israeli media itself, has provided evidence of soldiers and American contractors on the ground just literally firing into crowds of people. We have it on video where Americans are celebrating when they're killing Palestinians, crowded, queuing up for aid. But the BBC News presenter just, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about those people starving to death and getting killed. But she has a problem with one of the most prominent human rights lawyers in the UK pushing that opinion off her legal expertise. Baroness Helena Kennedy is a very respected, very prominent Labour peer. She is not ideological. There's no evidence of that. This is her legal opinion. Keir Starmer, the Labour government, David Lammy, the UK news media are all complicit in this, and we've got to a point now where there is a literal consensus among genocide scholars, historians and academics, even multiple Israeli ones, who've said this is now a genocide.